guys, welcome back. Pensando Inglés. I'm Kyle, and here on my channel I bring real English to the Spanish speaking world. Okay? Comprehensible input, guys. That's what this is, and it is an English that you can understand and use as content to improve your listening skills in my native language of English. So today I've got a topic that I've been thinking about, and the topic is how small things, small acts of kindness can make a really big difference in somebody else's life, and why we should try and do these small kindnesses for other people. Because maybe it's just something little for you, but it might make a huge difference for the person who you do it for. Okay? And I thought of two examples in my life where acts of kindness, though maybe they were very small to the people who did them, made a big difference for me. Okay? And there have probably been many other times that this has happened in my life, but these are just two that I can think of right now. The first one is when my father passed away, se falleció, my dad died. That was over 2 years ago now, or almost 2 years. Más o menos 2 años. My father passed away. And I had just started working with a new group of people at work. Okay, at my job there's 4 different groups of people, and we work a rotating schedule, okay? And I had just went from the crew of people I was working with to a brand new crew, okay? So I did not really know these people. They did not know me. But my father died, and everybody on the crew, they each put in $20, okay? And they got a card and signed it for me. Sorry for your loss, you know, like that. And so it was a bunch of strangers, really. A bunch of people that I did not know, okay? But they wanted to do this act of kindness. They each put in a little bit of money, but there was a lot of people on the crew. So when my father died, when I came back to work, they gave me a card. Everybody wrote something nice in it, and there was a stack of money in it, okay? And it was very special to me. The money was super nice because, you know, when my dad died, he didn't have any money. So I gave that money to my mom, and it was very nice. And it touched her as well as me. But also, it's just, you know, when you lose a family member or something very stressful and difficult's going on in your life, it really feels nice to know that other people are there for you, looking out for you, and they care, you know. And these were people that I didn't even really know yet. So it meant a whole lot to me, and I really appreciated it. That was one thing that was awesome. And you know, $20, not a big deal, but everybody doing it, everybody putting in their doing their little part for this big act of kindness really touched me and really helped. So that was one thing. Now, the next one's funny, guys. This was like, let's see, 13 years ago probably, okay? 12 or 13 years ago, a long time ago, okay? I was 20 years old probably. I'm 33 years old now. I was probably like 20 years old. I was working at a job, and I was in a relationship. The relationship just ended because, you know, something happened. This girl did something and broke my heart. Pobre Kailito. But anyway, I was very upset about this situation. I was very sad, you know, going through a very emotional time. And, you know, when you're young and you think you care about somebody, and then they betray you, or they stab you in the back, they lie to you, they cheat on you, they do something bad, it really hurts. Because you're young, you haven't experienced many things like that yet. And you know, I was in a very sad place. I was at work, trying to get through work, trying to keep my emotions together. And the guy that I was working with, he was an older guy, and he noticed that I was very sad, and you know, my energy was off. Something was up, something was wrong with me. He asked me what was going on, and I kind of just told him, like, you know, man, having trouble with the girl I was seeing. She did this or that, such and such happened. And he gave me an act of kindness by opening up to me and sharing his experiences with me. And you know, at this time, I didn't really have anybody who I could open up to and talk to about this, what I was going through, and it really meant a lot for me to just have somebody to talk to about it, you know. But what he told me was hilarious, and it made me laugh in a moment where you know, you feel like, oh, I'll never laugh again, and it's pathetic and sad, and you know, I can't even believe I ever felt like that, but I did. So I was like super depressed in this moment and thought I'd never laugh again, you know. And this guy said something hilarious that makes me laugh. What he said was, back when him and his wife were just dating, you know, he thought that she was cheating on him or something. So he went to her house and he was looking in her windows, espiándola por las ventanas de su casa. So guys, I remember we were sitting on the bench on a break at work, and he told me this, and I just started dying laughing, guys. Laughing so hard. And it was just you know, he didn't have to care about the young guy that's going through some emotional stuff. He could have just said, you know, sorry man, there's more fish in the sea, there's other girls out there, you'll be okay. No, he listened to me, and he shared some of his experiences, and he made me laugh, and he made me feel better. And I never told him how much that meant to me until my last day at that job, which was probably like 3 years later after the situation had happened. On the last day I was at that job, I went and I shook his hand, and I told him, hey Juan, his name was Juan, I said, man, you know, I never told you this, but I just wanted to say it meant a lot to me a long time ago when we were working together, and you were there for me when I was going through some stuff. And you know, he was just like, oh man, that's what it's all about, being there for each other. He was a really good guy. So guys, the point is, if you have the opportunity to be there for somebody who's going through something difficult, just a little act of kindness can mean the world to them. It could really change their outlook, their situation. You know, maybe somebody who just lost their mom, maybe they don't have any close family members, maybe they don't have any close friends right now, maybe they don't have anyone they can talk to. You know, what if you just said, hey, you want to go get a coffee and we could talk about it? You know? Or you want to hang out? Take your mind off of things for a while? Sometimes just a little bit of friendship can really make a huge difference in somebody else's life. So if you get the chance, guys, do something nice today. That's it. Como siempre, muchísimas gracias por ver. Nos vemos pronto.